Hey guys, what's up? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are taking a look at Alex Noren's golf swing. Now, Alex Noren, probably one of the most interesting golf swings to take a look at on the planet. You've probably seen his really exaggerated practice rehearsal swings. The movements he exaggerates draw a lot of attention. He's an incredible ball striker, and he's also someone that hates his own golf swing. We're going to talk a little bit about why that is, but first of all, let's dive straight in. Take a look at Alex Noren's driver swing in slow motion. So here we have Alex set up with the driver, and Alex hits a bit of a fade, fairly low-ish fade, has quite an unusual golf swing. There's a few kind of interesting things to take a look at. I think Alex is a very, very technical player and loves to work on his golf swing, but being one of the best players in the world on the PGA and European tours, he needs to create a golf swing that's functional and maybe not so aesthetic, and I think that's one of the reasons he kind of doesn't like to look at it too much, but he knows he creates a functional movement. So let's dive in. First of all, setup. There's some really interesting things happening here at the setup. Now, Alex does have a bit of a trigger movement we're going to see in a second, but before that, his alignment, well, first of all, his feet. Let's look at his feet, his shoes. They're fairly flared out, both left and right foot fairly flared out. Now, that can be to help him rotate a little bit better. Most likely, that's what it is. And alignment, pretty good. Posture, pretty good. Fairly decent amount of knee bend. And yeah, pretty good, quite low hands, I would say, at this position at the start. Now, as we play this back, he has that little trigger movement, and then as he takes the club back, if we pause it parallel to the ground, let's pause it here, parallel to the ground, really good position in terms of where the club is at. It's a little bit different to a few of the other pros we look at. First of all, the club face pretty much matches his spine angle, nice square club face. Club is obviously perfect parallel to the ground, pointing down the target line. Like to see that as well. He's kind of started to hinge the wrists a little bit, and that's why it's not quite as wide a takeaway, not quite as... He has a little bit of wrist set early in terms of taking the club away a little bit with his hands and rolling that left arm in. But good connection with the hands and arms to the body and starting to pivot and turn into that right side. Now, as we take this club to the top, club comes back fairly flat and fairly inside, gets quite deep quite early. If we pause it at the top, can't really see the club from this position, unfortunately, but it gets to about parallel, and really, really good arm structure. There's a lot of good things in this position about this swing. And we're going to also have a look at an iron swing from front on and down the line. And when we take a look at the front on swing, we're going to notice a few things which we can't quite see from this angle. But so make sure you stay tuned for that. And also comment down below, let me know what you think of Alex Noren's golf swing. In terms of the leg structure, fairly straight right leg. Personally, for me, I'd rather see a little bit more knee bend, but a lot of flex in the left leg. Looks like he's already shifting kind of weight and pressure to the left leg. There's almost at this position, top of the backswing, already looks like there's almost weight and pressure going through his left heel. Great arm structure, really like that. We can see that quite a lot of depth in the arms, and that left wrist is perfectly flat. As we start to swing down, we're going to notice a little drop in the head, little drop in height, which a lot of good players do, and then arms stay really, really deep. Look at that right elbow coming in and under, shallowing that golf club out as he rotates really, really hard. If we pause it parallel to the ground here, club face fairly open in terms of more of an old school club face position, coming through really nicely, shallow though. Has lost a little bit of posture, fairly high left shoulder, kind of coming through a little bit under plane as well, club a little bit behind the hands but not too far. And then as we come through down into impact, also beautiful connection with the right arm as we come through to impact and pause it at impact. You can see he maintains that right arm to the body connection. You can also see maybe a little bit of early extension in terms of if we look at that right heel, right knee and right hip. The right heel's up off the ground, the right knee has again, and right hip have kind of moved in towards the ball a little bit, hasn't quite cleared the left hip, and he's lost a bit of that flexion he had in the hips, that forward flexion. And but other than that, club is in a beautiful impact position. And as we come through the ball, he exits quite far left. It's really good exit in terms of the club. Stops rotating the body but releases the club and exits left. And then you can see posture and spine angle a little bit tilted, a little bit curvature in the spine as he comes through to that kind of classic Alex Noren balanced finish position. Let's just play this back once or twice for you guys. It's a really interesting golf swing. Keeps it quite square on the way back, and then as he comes through, really tries to rotate really hard. You can probably see, you know, whenever you've taken a look at his really exaggerated practice swings, getting onto that left side and kind of getting his spine angle he almost tries to feel like his head is like over his left foot, and yeah, it's quite interesting to look at, but you can kind of see why that is, because he's trying to feel more flexion in the hips, and you know that he kind of gets a little bit more on top of it and not so underplaying. It looks like that's what his bad shot would be created from, when he gets under with an open face and it gets right going right. And actually similarly to Jordan Spieth in that sense, because Jordan Spieth, that's also, we see a similar practice rehearsal routine, which I've done videos on before on my channel, so check those out. And, you know, very similar in that sense. Jordan Spieth's bad shot was inside right going right. Now let's take a look at at Alex Noren hitting an iron. Now in this video, he's actually using the PlaneMate from Tour Striker Golf. Highly recommend you check them out. I use it all the time. One of the best training aids out on the market, and one best training aid of the year 2 years in a row. And so as we take this club back, we're going to see early wrist set. So if we pause it parallel to the ground, kind of already you can see a bit of set in that right wrist set, kind of moving back, but keeps the club face nice and square. As we take this back, he gets the club working a bit inside and behind him, a little bit deep. Good position at the top though. Look at this top position here. Great position with the club there. Really love that. Gets the club really laid off. Probably has a slightly strong left hand grip, just slightly, a few degrees strong. In terms of, he has a very flat left wrist, and you can see quite a lot of the club face. Very good connection with the hands and arms to the body. You can also see right leg very straight. A lot of bend in that left knee. A lot of left side bend, which again we're going to see in a second when we take a look at a front on angle of Alex Noren's iron swing. Now as we start to play this down, shallows it out beautifully with the PlaneMate. Really nice position, kind of beautiful plane. As we pause it parallel to the ground, doesn't get the club face as square on the way down, but still a really good position. You can see his iron swing probably he would be happier with than his driver swing, because you can see that exaggerated position starting to come out with that, a lot of forward bend, better spine angle, better posture, a lot of flexion in the hips, really like that, and a lot more weight on his left side. Then as we come down into impact, pause it just before impact, and a really good position. Again, maintained his spine angle, great connection with the arms to the body, rolling onto the inside of that right foot. Hips and chest slightly open to the target, really good there. There's some really interesting things we're going to see from his spine angle in this position when we have a look in a second from front on. And as we play this through, he exits left really nicely with the club, and using the PlaneMate to great effect there. Beautiful balanced finish position. Play through this once or twice for you guys just to have a look at. It's a beautiful rhythm to this swing as well. You know, it's quite simple in some sense, where he's mostly focused on his body positions. The arms stay very connected to the body. Also, Alex really compresses the ball a lot, by the way, guys, and you can kind of see that as he gets onto his left side. Now let's take a look at his iron swing from a front on angle, and we're going to see exactly how he compresses the ball here. So first of all, at setup, Pretty classic setup position, but there's going to be a few things, interesting things to take a look at in a second. Fairly wide stance as well, and from this angle we can see, you know, exactly what we were talking about with the feet. Feet are flared out wide. I would probably say his spine angle here, you wouldn't want to copy. He's quite vertical. You know, looks like, I think if most people got into that position, they would probably reverse pivot, which you wouldn't want. But as we play this slowly, watch this. He's going to really preset the wrist, forward press the club a lot in his trigger movement. Now as he takes the club back really nicely, takes it slowly to the top, loads into that right hip. If we pause it just short of the top, pausing it just short because there are a few interesting things are going to happen in a second as he even reaches the top of the golf swing. But really good position here. Big shoulder turn, great stable lower body. Really like that a lot. And really good spine angle as well. Great connection of the hands and arms to the body. Hands staying really nicely in front of his body. Now as we slowly play this down, watch this. He's going to, as he still gets to the top, he's going to lean. He leans left, putting pressure and weight into that left side. And as he starts to swing down, his spine angle actually changes slightly, becoming more vertical. And then as he comes into impact, he extends a bit more. And if we pause it just after impact, you can see that slight extension beginning to take place, and see how much weight and pressure is going through his left side. If you want to compress the golf ball, that's how to do it. Get that. You want to load into that right side, but get that weight and pressure into your left foot, left side early. Now as he comes through, he doesn't really release the club too much. No real flip or release with the hands and arms. And that's also a great way to control the club face as he extends and comes through to this nice balanced finish position, guys. Let's just play this through a few times for you guys to take a look at. You can see that preset and then big wide takeaway, kind of setting the wrists early, and then holding that angle, shifting the weight across, compressing the golf ball. Really good look at Alex Noren's swing here. Good look at, you know, you can see that exaggeration of trying to get his spine angle a bit more on top of the golf ball, get more pressure and weight left, and get more on top of the ball as his exaggerated practice swings there. Now we just have a couple more swings to take a look at. This is a swing that's really, really interesting because this is actually Alex Noren's like fairway finder kind of tee shot he likes to hit occasionally, which is actually a bullet low fade driver. Definitely be getting this out on links golf courses. So as we have him at setup, again, pretty good setup actually. This is a slightly better angle to take a look at this swing. Really, really nice. Love this. And great posture, great setup, like that a lot. Alignment's great. You can see the feet flared out. As we take this golf club back slowly, you can see that preset, that trigger movement as he takes it back, whips that club head inside behind him quite deep, quite early. As we get to the top, let's pause it at the top because we didn't really get a good look at the other driver swing. And even at this top position with driver, you know, this would be very, very different to someone like Rory McIlroy. You can see a lot of weight and pressure. It's like he's leaning left towards the target. He's leaning towards the target even at the top of the backswing. Really, really interesting there. Beautiful position with club face and left wrist. His arm structure is great. Very connected to his body. Quite deep with the arms and quite a lot of wrist set as well. The lower body is quite interesting and his spine angles are quite interesting. I wouldn't recommend leaning that far left, especially like with the driver, but also he is trying to hit this one bullet low. As we start to play this down, he's going to keep those arms really connected. Love to see that. Shallows that club out. And if we come through and just play it through, look how low that ball comes out and he exits so far left. He comes down on top of that ball and exits left. Really like compressing that driver. Let's just play this through a few more times for you guys. It's absolutely sick. Such a awesome. If you want to hit stingers, this is a great swing to look at because he's exiting left, keeping his weight forward. Really like to see that a lot. Great swing there. And the last thing we're going to have a look at is Alex Noren showing off his short game skills with this nice high little flop shot, which absolutely looks awesome. Just going full tilt at it. And actually, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I put out a really cool video of Alex Noren practicing his short game chipping and pitching at the Open Championship at Royal St George's just last week. So I highly recommend following me on Instagram. Take a look at that video, Mike's 3D Life on Instagram. Let me know, guys, comment down below, what do you think of Alex Noren's swing? Is there anything I've missed there that, you know, I should have probably mentioned? There is quite a lot to talk about. Probably could have gone a little bit more in-depth into parts of that, but I wanted to simplify it down for you guys. You know, there's a lot of really good things. Incredible player. He has really good matchups he's created in his own swing, such as kind of exiting left whilst getting his weight left to really compress the golf ball to make sure he doesn't kind of pull or hook the ball. He really tries to hit a fade. You know, probably I would think 90% of the shots he hits are probably moving left to right, I would think, from his mechanics of his golf swing, but he probably can move it right to left. All the good players can. And he is a really good ball striker. I haven't actually seen him play in person. I really do want to, though, because just to see his ball striking would be really, really, really interesting and really impressive. And it is such a different move as well. It's really interesting that, you know, he doesn't like his own golf swing. I think that's not just specific to him. I think, you know, Rory McIlroy as well. It's really interesting because Rory McIlroy likes a lot of other PGA Tour golf players' golf swings. And, you know, I would probably say Rory McIlroy is one of the most popular golf swings for young golfers to look at. Like, they love looking at his golf swing and trying to copy it. But he actually doesn't even like it that much. He actually really likes Charles Howell III's golf swing. And I'm probably going to do a video on Charles Howell III's golf swing soon, because he has incredible biomechanics, really incredible biomechanics. And there's a lot to learn and copy about his golf swing. There's a lot to like about it. And he's a really, really good golfer, like on the PGA, been on the PGA Tour for decades now. So guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something. Comment down below if I've missed anything, or just let me know what you think of Alex Noren's golf swing. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what other golfers you want to see me take a look at. I've had some requests for Zach Johnson's golf swing, so I kind of want to do that. I just need to find some more videos of Zach Johnson's golf swing, because obviously he doesn't play that much anymore. I'm probably also going to do very soon a look at Jack Nicklaus' golf swing, and maybe even take another look at Ben Hogan's golf swing. I did videos on both of them a while ago, but I want to do another in-depth video of both of their golf swings for you guys to see some old school mechanics. There's a lot to learn and like about both of them, so make sure you guys do subscribe so you don't miss those videos. Give this a like, comment your thoughts down below. I will see you in the next one, guys. As always, grip it and rip it.